So recently I've been playing on a map entitled Survival Island, where surprisingly enough, your goal is to survive on an island, in the middle of the ocean with limited resources. So basically, they have challenges set up to make it a bit more interesting, such as build a scarecrow with a jack-o'-lantern head. One of the challenges on a sign was over here on some clay, and it was to build a fireplace out of brick. Unfortunately, they don't give you much clay like any other resource, except for coal, tons of coal. So I sort of had to wing it, and it looks a little bit weird on the back, which would be fine if I just put a little bit of wood on the side, I guess. But really, I didn't want any sort of whole chimney where you can look down into the fire anyway, because that would be bad for the second story, which is also one of the challenges. So I was alright with this compact design. I haven't found this design on YouTube or anything, so I have found it on an image on the forums, so if you find them, you can just sort of, you know, they get credit, but I'm not going to waste my time finding it for you. But basically, this is just a pretty much standard fireplace with the 3x2 section here removed and replaced with just half blocks on the top. Pretty simple. You don't have the hole in there. It's compact. Pretty nice looking. But there isn't any videos currently out about it, so I think I'm just going to make one real quick. So I'm just going to build a mock-up of that. Just need sort of 3x3 here. Throw my wood down. Getting a bit of lag. There we go. Looks better now. Okay, then you just build it up on the back about as tall as you want it. Should be, I think that should be good looking. One more. Yeah. And then you want two on, or one on each side here. And then fill in the middle area. So basically what you have is your fire material here, where you see the fire here, and then it is being held in on the top, the back, the sides, and the front by cobblestone to prevent it from spreading in your wooden house. If you're using a cobblestone house, you can get away with far more dangerous designs, but there's still plenty of danger in that with random animals around and such. What you can do at this point is maybe put some decorations like a painting in the center there, or you can do it after you place the top here. Half blocks. Great thing is now you can use cobblestone half blocks if you're in the newer version. But since I'm not, I'm using these. I find that the contrast is pretty nice anyway. So you can throw a painting in the center, put some torches around it. I like to do everything about the fireplace first before I light it up. Then you're just going to throw your material in the center. Naturally, you can't use logs in the newer version, which is actually a bit annoying because you'd kind of expect a fireplace to use logs instead of random rock found in hell. So unfortunately, you're going to have to go to the nether and grab a netherrack if you plan on building a fireplace in the new version. But regardless, you take your fire material and you light it up. If you have bad aim, I suggest you either remove your wood or just don't build it until it's finished. So you just light it up, and as you can see, it's pretty safe. Nothing's catching on fire yet, and you should be able to build around it pretty nicely. Unfortunately, this hole is here, and chickens and sheep, I believe, maybe sheep. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, if an animal gets in here, it can catch on fire, leave, catch your house on fire. So what you might want to do is put some glass here. If you don't like the look of the glass, or maybe you have a texture pack such as the default, which has that blue tint and sort of not so transparentness, then what you could do is just make sure your house is nice and closed up always, which is just, you can throw some pressure pads in front of your doors and make them automatic so that when you're in, it's all closed up. Because you really don't want to be, you know, just walking through your door, looking around the corner, going around, messing with your various things, and then looking around and seeing something running through your house into the fire and just leaving and catching everything on fire. That would be pretty bad. So I advise just making sure all your doors are automatic if you have an open fireplace. Well, automatic on one side. You don't want mobs, such as, you know, any mobs at all really, to get in your door unless you're hoping to set the place on fire with a sheep or something. Sort of a creative way to set your house on fire. Well, that's about it for this. It's pretty nice. The back doesn't look too amazing, but you can do something about that, I suppose. You can, if you have the materials, you can do something like this. Not bad. I think that looks a little bit worse sometimes, unless it was perhaps cut off at the top. That's pretty good. So that's about it. See you next time.